Hey, everybody, welcome again to Each on the News. We've got Natalie Benitah. She's spoken at some of our events before, and she's been around the industry for quite a while, and she's been doing some amazing things. And now I think it's Natalie 2.0. We're going to find out where she is. Natalie, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for having me, Julian.
I'm so excited to learn about your next journey. But before we get into that, give everybody a bit of a taste for who Natalie was previously to Natalie 2.0.
I like that, Natalie 2.0. Julian, as you know, and some of your viewers might know, I've been a tech leader for the past 25 years. I've worked for Fortune 50 companies, most recently at Microsoft, where I was a global leader, North American leader, a Canadian leader in the channel. And prior to that, I worked for HP and HPE. And throughout my career journey, I progressed through more and more senior roles, having started as an engineer by training and then an MBA. And I've always had a passion, as you know, for helping women and young girls thrive in tech. And so that's always been a common theme throughout my career. And I'm a mother. I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, and all of those great other roles that we all have on the side. So that's me.
Which can be even more complicated than the work career or jobs, right? Um, Natalie, it's obviously you're super overqualified for pretty much every job in the IT sector. Um, Yet you decided I'm going to reinvent myself and I'm going to pivot to something amazing. Tell us about the pivot.
So, the pivot. I love the way you phrased it. Pivots are probably one of the hardest things a person can do. But every single time that I have taken a risk, done something hard, I've thrived. And I'm pretty sure that is true of any other leader out there. And so this pivot was rooted in a lot of fears. Is this the right time? Well, there's never a right time. Am I good enough? We always have self doubts. Will people resonate with what I can offer? Blah, 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 blah. The noise in your head, as I call it. And I realized, no, my passion for helping women thrive has existed throughout my entire career. And now is the time to seize the opportunity that's been afforded me. The opportunity of my own business, becoming a founder, becoming an entrepreneur, something that I've dreamt about for years. And I thought, if I don't do this now, when else? It's never the right time. There's always noise in your head, why you shouldn't, why you can't. And I decided the time is now. And as you said, Natalie 2.0 is about helping women leaders, women senior executives, women founders across the tech channels be unstoppable, lead with unstoppable impact in their careers, in their business, and in their lives. And that is what Natalie 2.0 is all about. So I've launched InsideOut Impact Group.
Yes, welcome to the dark side of entrepreneurship. Just
Woohoo!
remember, once you go entrepreneurs, you never go back. It's just, it's impossible. But you've made a great move. I'll be the first to say it's a brilliant move. At some points, Natalie, we get so much knowledge and we understand how things work in companies so well that we flip this somehow. There's a transition into wisdom, and then once you get this wisdom, something starts to gnaw at you. What do I do with this? Am I going to do the same things over and over, over and over and over, over and over? Or am I going to implement this or adjust this so it can impact thousands more to do what I do and better? And so I think you've crossed that chasm, which is exciting. And I'm very, very happy and excited for you. The company name, in case anybody's wondering, is on your screen there. It's Inside Out, I believe.
Yep, InsideOut Impact Group. It's a whole big word.
Well, why the name? Let's talk about the name. Why did you come up with that name?
So, as I think about how I want to help women be unstoppable in their lives and careers. And as you said, the wisdom that I have, but more importantly, that all those women out there already have. One of the things is inside coaching. So I offer executive coaching to women leaders, and I call that inside coaching. I call that mindset coaching. And many of us go through, like you said, a chasm of, I'm not sure I'm good enough. I don't know that I can do this. And while I was entertaining the idea of whether or not to launch this, I talked to, I want to say, hundreds of women. And there was a common theme. Every single one of them, super accomplished, so many amazing things they've done in their lives or were about to do in their lives. Yet there was something holding them back, not because they weren't good enough, not because they couldn't, not because they didn't have opportunities, because there was some chatter in their mind. Can I do this? Is this the right time? I'm afraid. What if not now? All this self-doubt. Again, not because these women weren't incredible, but because we're human. And so inside coaching is about mindset. It's about resetting limiting beliefs that we all hold. And as an executive coach, I've now been trained, I'm certified, qualified, and I bring all the experience of having been that leader myself. And now I can also say founder. And you put all that combination together, that's the inside coaching. The outside coaching is every single one of us, when we walk into a room, when we show up on E-Channel News in an interview, when we're on stage, when we walk into a boardroom, we make a first impression. And that first impression, sadly, comes from the way we look, the way we dress. And women, our bodies change as we have children and as we age and all those things. It's not a lot of fun to go into your wardrobe and put together some outfits that suit you. You don't have the time, you don't like it, da da da. So I offer outside coaching as well, and that's wardrobe coaching. So that's the inside, the mindset, and the outside. However, the wardrobe coaching is not about shopping sprees. It's about taking the clothes you already own and making them work for you. So you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to spend time on it. It's easy. It's done. And so when you walk into a room and you have like a second to make an impression, the outer impression shows up. So that's the outside part. And so inside out is the name, but the key to it is the impact that you make as a woman when you show up with the inside mindset and all your limiting beliefs having been dealt with and worked on, and the outside. You show up with impact, you lead with impact, your business thrives, and there you have it. So there's the name, Inside Out Impact Group.
Look, 1+1 = 3 there, and I'll tell you, you should add the shopping spree onto the whole package because I think everybody needs this. Look, I mean, I think you're so right on. I mean, we're humans, right? And in the world of hyper automation, with AI now making it even super triple hyper automated, that human thing makes a lot of difference. And it's all the things you mentioned, the way people look, the way your first impression is, tone is other issues, the way you hold your hands, and there's so many body language stuff that people need. And it's amazing when you boil down the world into different categories of people, right? Everybody likes to learn and like to interact in a different way. Some like a lot of data points and charts and stuff, and some like to just listen to the stories, and some like, to do everybody has a different tone. Apparently there's 4 different ways, different types of humans and the way they digest information. And learning all these things is something that if you put it all together, you can become so much better. One of the things that a lot of people ask about coaching, why do I need a coach? I'm pretty good at what I do. And I'd always say, well, I have never met an athlete yet who didn't have a coach. And even when they're performing at their top of their game is actually when they must need a coach. because that's where you can actually have the difference. Having a third party person or someone from the outside looking in, I stole that thing from your name, I guess, outside looking in. You can then see these things very, very quickly. Whereas if you're in it, you don't really see it. What's your thoughts on how coaching and the perception of coaching should be or could be with people?
I love what you said. Um, Ever wonder why every single elite athlete out there has a coach? Every one of them. And like you said, it's not because they're not good. It's actually because they're excellent. Why wouldn't an elite business leader, an elite founder of a company have the same? In fact, little story, last week I met with the CEO of a tech company in Canada, startup, who is just about to thrive. Possibly will be acquired, who knows, yada, yada, yada. And this woman said to me, I'm not sure why I'm meeting with you, but I felt I should. And she says, I don't have time to think. I don't have time. There's the board after me. There's my employees. There's the stresses that they're crushing, the pace of change in our industry. I don't even have time to think about my business, let alone, the stuff going on in my head. I just don't have time. But I feel that if I did make the time, like you said, if I had a coach to once a week just play back what I'm saying, what I'm thinking, and if that coach not only is a trained coach, but also a business leader herself, someone who is a founder, somebody who has Fortune 50 experience, I get the best of both worlds. And I said to her, I love what you just said. Can I use that? And she is the first to say that we do need coaches. And it's not because we're not good. On the contrary, it's because we're excellent. It's because we recognize that we have lots to learn, that the world around us is changing so fast. And you mentioned AI. One thing's for sure, our jobs, the way we do our jobs, will not be the same in a year, in 5 years. There's no way. Things will be incredibly different. And I don't know, robots, as far as I know, have not figured out how to be human beings yet. And what makes us different, us as humans, is our ability to thrive, our ability to be human. And if we don't master those skills, we will not be the incredible business leaders that we can be. Our people won't thrive either. And there's more research now about the investment in a coaching mindset, um, how to lead your own teams to be to have a coaching mindset. So it's not only about being coached and receiving coaching so you have the opportunity to thrive yourself, just like elite athletes do, but it's also a mindset of how to be and how your organization can be, so that when crap stuff, I was going to say another word, happens,
Mm.
we all have the tools to make sense of it and to thrive with it. And that's what executive coaching is all about. And I don't only offer one-to-one coaching, although that is my sweet spot. I also offer team coaching and group coaching. So group coaching is a little different than team coaching. Group coaching is when like-minded individuals, so in this case, women, um, all come together from different organizations, and once a week, once a month, whatever, we meet, and it's a group coaching. So you learn from other people, and I kind of help steer the discussion. That's one form. Um, Team coaching is when an organization realizes, hey, we really need to figure out how to work better together. And that's when they bring their whole team together. And when they bring their whole team together, that's the only time that I'll make an exception and also coach men. And so that's team coaching. So there's so many forms of coaching that exist out there, and they're all at the root to help individuals, people, humans be the best they can be. And I like to say, to help them be unstoppable in the
There you
impact and the
go.
results that they bring.
So, Natalie, question: why only women? Why not men?
You know, I when I was researching this over the last few years, there's a lot of coaches out there. I think the market is pretty much flooded with it. And I thought to myself, what do I want out of this? I want purpose and I want impact. And what I realized is there is an underserved community of people, and that is women, women in tech in particular. And so when I think about, the Natalie 1.0 and what I bring to the table, there's not a single coach out there that, at least that I know of, that has the experience of having led in Fortune 50 companies, now being an entrepreneur, and willing to coach only women. And so it's an underserved community. We can achieve so much, and I'm that's the impact I want to make. I really, really, and I probably light up when I say it, I really want to help women be their unstoppable selves. And that's what I want to do.
Absolutely. Look, I'm with you, and the reality is it is an underserved community, and we struggle a lot with women in tech, and how do we attract more women in tech? Um, and this is an important step, I think. It's how do we do this? Is we start helping more women in tech to become more leaders and accelerate in the technology industry. That means that they will end up hiring more, they will end up mentoring more, and then all of a sudden we'll have this shift, if you will, maybe the next pivot, where at some point down in the future will be really great one day when you and I can say, "Hey, finally, there is equally there's an equal amount of women and men in this in the industry, and we could actually just chill a bit."
So I want to take something you said, and what I hear with what you said is that we're starting from a position of not strength. And I want to turn that on its head. I think that the women leaders in tech are probably some of the most exceptional leaders out there.
Totally.
I mean, think about it. You've to be able to thrive and just be in this environment, you have to be exceptional. And I'm going to take what you said and turn it on its head. In fact, it's because we have exceptional women in tech that we need this. Because exceptional women, exceptional people are smart, want to learn faster, want to surround themselves with the latest, greatest, the best of anything, and want to grow and develop. And if I can be a little bit of help to those exceptional women already, they can be even more exceptional. So I just want to say, we're starting from a position of strength and one that we want to explode and make even stronger.
I love your perspective, and my point was that there's just not enough, and we'd like to multiply this. But look, I think it's fantastic to take these exceptional women that we all know exist in the industry. And by the way, data points prove all this out. By the way,
Yeah.
women have better run companies, they make more profits. There's so many different check boxes that you go down the list, and making that even better is interesting. But what are some of the trends that you're seeing in the leadership that you think we just need to get it right or get it better?
So the trends that I'm seeing are probably the exact same ones that we're all seeing, and the big two-letter word, AI. And maybe a year or two ago we thought, you know, it'll pass. Well, clearly,
It might not
obviously,
happen.
no, it will not. It's happening, and we have an incredible opportunity right now to seize it. And the trend right now is that the pace of change, the way our jobs, our life exists, is not going to be the same, in 6 months, let alone a year, let alone 5 years from now. And so we have an opportunity right now. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to pivot right now, is to seize that opportunity right now. And if we wait to make some of these incredible women leaders ready for this change, better leaders enabling their organizations, their companies to lead in this change, if we wait, we'll have been passed over. And so the trends out there is AI. And it's not just a trend, it's a real thing. And leading in the world of AI is not the same as it was before. I mentioned this once, I think, at your Channel Next event in Niagara Falls, where I said, gone are the days where you can take 100 people in a room and just plug them in and just train them, because every single human being reacts differently to all these changes. What we need now is more customized, individualized coaching. We need to meet individuals where they're at. We need to help individuals and people and teams and organizations lead with a coaching mindset. I believe that so wholeheartedly. And so the thing going on right now with AI is forcing us to realize that. Yes, we have to upskill our technical skills, but even faster, we have to upskill our human skills. And so that's the trend, to call it a trend, I guess, that I see out there in leadership, but that's the reality. And I feel like seizing it now is an opportunity for all of us.
Absolutely. It's a new reality we're living in. It's almost like, Natalie, we've outsourced IQ, which used to be the thing of the past. And now EQ is sort of where the value, the gold is, right?
I
And
love that.
we're there now, and we've got to figure out how to transition to this before the robots take over EQ, which I doubt will be around for that, but we'll see.
Well, I think there's room for EQ, humans, empathy. Um, we're humans, and I don't think we're going to be extinct anytime soon. But I think what becomes real, what becomes a necessity, maybe the way we work, maybe we'll be, not working for 2 months and working for 2 months. Who knows? But all of that requires adapting, and that is critical, that we adapt. And so this is some of the, and I've talked to a lot of leaders actually about this that are struggling, we're not struggling, thinking about it for their own organizations. And these are some of the things that I'm hearing as I
Mm,
coach these, senior leaders. And it's the real deal.
absolutely. Look, I mean, in my world, I always think, where you are today is the sum of all the choices you've made up until now. And where you're going to be in the future is what the choices you're about to make in the future. And as humans, with this as incredible technology, that is, let's say, the technology of technologies, um, we have the ability to steer this in one way or another. And it's our knowledge and our ability to adapt and to figure how this beast is and to steer it in the right direction. That's going to be for the good, because look, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly of AI. And in the cyber world, there's lots of bad things happening. But the reality is, it's here. We all got to live with it. And we all got to figure out how to steer this
Yeah.
in the right direction. Knowing that AI is a big, thing, the elephant in the room, let's say. Um, what advice would you give to all those channel leaders out there? And that's kind of thinking, hey, what am I doing? Where is AI going to fit into my world? Let's just be frank, how AI is going to impact my job, my career. What's the advice would you give to them trying to, as they navigate their own little worlds?
Listen to what your mind is telling you.
Mm,
Listen to it very, very carefully. Um, I've spoken to a lot of leaders in the last 6 months. about this very thing. And if you're asked, what I've learned is if you have questions, you're smart, you're already accomplished, you're already where you are, it's because you've earned it. If you have these questions, listen to them and don't just put them aside. Address them head on.
Mm.
Think about them, deal with them. And that's part of, what I offer in the coaching. It's a space for you to think about all of this from a strategic, even consultative way, but also the human side of it. And so my advice to all leaders, to anyone who will listen, is if you are thinking about something, listen to it. That's number one.
Mm.
Number two, recognize your own past. Recognize what you've done, what's led you to where you are, because that makes you you. And believe in you. You have the ability to do whatever it is you put your mind to. If you have a thought in your head, that's all you need. That's all you need. That's the accelerator. That's the momentum builder. Listen to that voice. Listen to it. And then the other thing, embrace the discomfort. Nothing great comes from ho hum, same old, same old. It's when you take a risk, when you do something bigger than you thought possible. This is when great things happen. And so I would tell anybody, if you've got a thought in your head, listen to it, honor your past, honor who you are, brought you to where you are, because it's made you you. And then when you're ready to take that big leap, talk to somebody. Surround yourself with smart people. Surround yourself with anything you can afford, a coach, a consultant, whatever. Smart people, hire them, and then take that leap of faith. Because if you stay where you are, you ain't going to grow.
Hey, if you stay in your comfort zone too long, you wake up one day and you go, "What the hell? Where am I?" Um,
Mm-hmm.
swim out of your comfort zone. If there was ever a time in life when you may not even have a choice,
Mm.
that you must get out of your comfort zone, is in this era of AI that we're in, because AI doesn't really care about your comfort zone, and it's time to get out there for sure. I'll add one more reason why they should reach out to folks like you and connect with you, and that is, as leaders, sometimes even your own inner circle, you have difficulties in saying what you really want to say,
Yeah.
and being able to bounce some crazy ideas off without being looked at weird, and et cetera, is important. And if you can find someone that can be independent, unbiased, knowledgeable about what you're going through, just to bounce ideas off, just for a sanity check, before you actually scale it out to your teams and so on, is of high value, because you might have the right ideas and direction, but a little fine tuning makes it just so much perfect that it lands and impacts 10x. So just for that reason alone, it's worth it to have someone that rides shotgun with you whenever you need to express these ideas and thoughts. And particularly for leaders, it's you would probably know this as well, Natalie, that when you're up there, it's kind of lonely. You know, you've got targets on your back. There's issues. There's companies taking over. Then they come in. Then they bring their own group together. I was going to say clan together, to push the others out. There's this political things that happens in companies 24/7, right? And you do have to watch what you do, because you just realize one day you reached a ceiling, and you're just not going to get above the ceiling, because what's above there is just, you're not kind of invited, if you will. There's lots of barriers. So you do need to have someone who understands that, the way that works, and maybe help you navigate better. what's that saying? It takes a wise person to learn from their mistakes, but a much wiser person to learn from other people's, mistakes. So maybe you can help these leaders, these women leaders, I should define, to do the most amazing things. Um, you get the last word, Natalie. What else do you want to say, and what's the best way for them to reach you?
So I first want to acknowledge what you said, and say thank you. You said it beautifully. It's absolutely about um, getting that outside perspective, because it is sometimes very lonely. Uh, when you're a senior leader, when you're a founder, um, new people being brought in, you feel you need a safe space to be able to speak your mind honestly, truthfully, and safely, to explore, what you might do next. And I can tell you, I benefited big time personally when I received executive coaching. And I don't think I could have gotten through some of the toughest things in my life. One of them was a horrific ski accident, but we're not going to go through that. Um, it actually helped me recognize that stuff happens to you. Politics, new leadership in a company, boards, bosses, trends, and whatever. Stuff happens. It will always happen. But the power you have in yourself is to is how you deal with the stuff that happens to you. And that's where mindset coaching, team coaching, coaching mindset really can make a difference and an impact in not only your own life, your business, and your career. So, my last word is if anybody is interested in learning more, two things. One is InsideOutImpactGroup.com. That is our website. Or you can reach me directly at Natalie at InsideOutImpactGroup.com. And I want to say this, if I may, Julian. Julian and I are talking about something very exciting, hopefully that will be launching in the new year. Uh, Group coaching opportunity for women in the channel. And so stay tuned for that. More to come.
Absolutely. And we look forward to it. Nelly, I think this is fantastic what you're doing. We need more of this in the industry to raise, the tides for everyone. It's really cool when the tide rises for a company because you've got amazing leaders like yourselves and so on. But when you're able to spread that knowledge and raise the tides for so many more, it just all ships rise. So I see this as a community calling, and I think it's fantastic what you're doing. And like they say, what's it, Forrest Gump? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but hey, keep on going because if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? So fantastic, Natalie. We'll be keeping an eye and watching what you're doing, and more to come with what we're doing as well with Natalie in the future. And all the best. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Julian.